Hey Terrell, how's it going? Alright, so if anyone's wondering what I'm mixing up here, those three. Gotta touch up some of the skin a little bit. It's going alright. Hopefully yours is going well. just friggin' hot as hell out today. I was gonna go for a walk, but I went outside. It's just so muggy out there right now. I was like, screw it. Hey Raz. Yeah, it's like 95 out, and it's just like muggy. So I really didn't even do much in the garage today either. It was just said screw it. Hopefully your day is going well. Damn. Yeah, you better get ready for that. But I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm going to the Terrificon tomorrow. It's in Connecticut. So I said screw it. I figured I'll just drive out there, get some books signed, goof around for a few hours. I need a vacation day. Oh, housewarming? Is that this weekend or today? Hopefully it's fun. It's at the Mohegan Sun. I forget what part that is. Look up the Mohegan Sun. Oh, tomorrow? Okay. Yeah, it's a drive, but I don't mind being on the road. Like I said, I need a vacation day. Getting on the road, go up there in the morning, sit there, go see. I want to get a couple artist signatures and see what other stuff they got, and then call it a day. I like going to shows by myself every once in a while, you know. Kind of go in there, do my own thing. But because the Terrificon show is pretty good. It's a lot of fun. It's just comic books and stuff, so it's worth it. Yeah, so the drive won't be that bad. No, it is. The drive is not bad because you don't have to go through like any like cities or anything, you know. It's not like Baltimore where you got to drive in Baltimore, or New York where you got to go in the city or take a train in. It's just good because it's kind of like you kind of go through the cities, but through like the major highways, so it's not like stop and go traffic type crap. So. Plus, it's always funny to go there and see the old people gambling their life savings away in the slots. Oh, that's why you're going? Well, hopefully it pays out for you. You gonna go get yourself a housewarming gift, like in Seinfeld with Kramer and George? Get a nice little bottle of wine. Yeah, social media killed dating, but two gifts, okay. All right, well, hopefully it pans out, I guess. Yeah, social media ruined everything. It ruined dating too, because I think everyone has a misconception of like what's really out there, because everyone believes like what they see on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok. That's just not how life is, especially with AI now. So Do you hear MySpace is coming back though? They're bringing that back. And it's not going to be all set up like whatchamacallit, like every other social platform. It's just going to be MySpace, and there's going to be no algorithms or anything, they said. Yeah, I've seen it in my younger cousins, especially the females, who like, it's kind of true, you know how they always say like, oh, you got to meet a guy that's making 6 figures and, you know, 6 foot tall and this and that, and it's just, it's like the whole dating scene's just shit, so that's why it's better just to stay single and collect statues. No, it's just a different age, I guess. Very different than the 80s and 90s. I guess that's why a lot of younger kids are kind of, kind of wants that type of stuff back, I've noticed. Yeah, pretty much. I don't envy the young generation now. It's a different world. So did you guys see Spider-Man last weekend? I wasn't sure if, I know some of you guys, I think you said some of you were going to go see it. Kind of curious of what you thought about it. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people said it was pretty good. So, I mean, I'll watch it, but I'll watch it when it's free online. I have no interest in going out to see it. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Supposedly the Doomsday trailer leaked too, like the new one or something. So I mean, if you're into that type of stuff, it's out there now. Yeah, I corrected some of her mistakes from last week, this week, but it looks like I missed a couple spots. Just kind of clean it up a bit. Gonna do the shorts. Gonna mask them off because I got a dry brush. See, I never put pure blue into the shorts because I don't like blue jeans being like bright blue. I like them a little bit more natural looking. So Always do like a bluish gray with like dry brushing, and it makes it look a little bit more less cartoony, I guess. For $8, really? That's a good deal. What did you order for molding and casting? Are you doing like molding and casting with like a pressure pot, or just simple like recasting some areas? It's kind of funny, like saying something like that probably like 11 years ago would be like taboo, but now no one can care. No one cares less, you know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess the best thing to suggest for you, since you're going to be doing that, since you don't have a pressure pot, you might get a lot of bubbles. The best way to sort of do it, like if you have your mold and you put the resin in there, the best way to be is like hit it to get bubbles out, or if you have like a massager for your back or your arm, use that on the mold, and that'll help kind of get the bubbles out. Sometimes too, when you make the mold, you can kind of squeeze it a bit too. I'm old, so I got one of those back massagers. So I've seen people use those to sort of get the bubbles out. I've tried it; it does work, but. And I guess, well, if you watched a lot of videos, you probably know by now. Like, the thinner stream going down is better than trying to pour it all in once. It'll work. I'm sure you'll get what you need. And for $8, it doesn't really matter, you know. Well, Terrell, it was like, before all this stuff happened, it was like if you recasted an item, it didn't matter what item it was like frowned upon in the hobby. It was like taboo, and you were shunned, and blah blah blah, but now it's like, you know, Like, you could recast somebody's pre-paint item that, you know, guys do on Facebook groups, and I'm sure they would bitch and cry, but at the end of the day, they still didn't pay for the license. So, you know how it is. Another thing too, Raz, is inject the resin into the mold. So I bought a big pack of these, you know, these squeegee things to get off of Amazon. And sometimes it's better to like suck up some resin and squeeze it into like the area where the finger is. Because sometimes if you try to get fingers, you get like a bubble around the finger. But if you can kind of like inject it in there and squeeze it, you could kind of get in a little bit better too. I've been using these a lot too for when I have to kind of, if I need to make like resin in an area but not pour it in like crazy, these are good. You can get like a pack like that for like 10 bucks on like Amazon or something. I think that's the hardest part. I think fingers, even with a pressure pot, fingers are still the worst part. So I think that's probably the most I've ever had problems with casting and molding was fingers. Yeah, those old days of the hobby were different. Really different. Yeah, the arms will be your hardest part. The rest, the torso and head will probably be easy. Let me know how it works out next stream. Kind of curious. This is itching crazy. Sprained my wrist this week. You might as well. If you got the material, just do it. Who gives a crap at this point? Sadly, it's too bad we didn't live closer. I would let you borrow my vacuum chamber. I always borrow my friend's pressure pot when I'm on a molding cast, so. Yeah, for $8, why the hell not, you know? I would do it too if there was something I really wanted and it was cheap. They have way too many kits anyway. There's probably a lot on that site they should probably pull off. I like their stuff. I just hate how it takes months and months and months for stuff to deliver. That's the only downside of it. Yeah, they probably got to get rid of a lot due to the market changing and 3D printing. They probably got way too much crap that they probably realize will never be sold or asked for ever again. At least that's how I would see how their business model's going. Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, that's a smart move on them, actually, to tell you the truth. They're probably like, screw it, if we could get a couple bucks off of a mold, get rid of it. Yeah, they must really want to clear house then. Well, that's good. It's always nice when something goes in your favor, you know? Especially if you save a couple bucks. I would go on there and order some stuff, but most of the stuff I really want to work on is STL files now. I got so many projects in mind for those. It's kind of not really into the animated kits from there as much. I mean, they got a couple decent large ones, but I figure with the STL stuff, it's a little bit cheaper. Yeah, that's true. Plus the STL files, I can pick and choose what I want. You know, I can add different heads, so it just kind of works out with my favor easier. I still like the kits. It's just for me a lot's changed. I still got I think like 7 kits from E2046 I have to do anyway, so I'm so overloaded. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So I was working on a item for Joe this week, and we decided to make it solid because it was hollow, but it was already built and painted by somebody else. And I always say I never like working on anyone else's items. Well, anyway, for him, he does a lot for me. He's helped me out, so I figured, okay, we'll tweak this one up for you. So sure enough, when I dremeled out the leg and the bottom of the foot to put up a rod, all of a sudden sand came out of the item. Like just sand. And then the torso was connected, so I had to Dremel out the neck area, and sand came out of there. And then when I went to fill in resin on this one, sand came out of there. Hey Joe, I'm just telling the story. And then so we filled it up with resin. And then when I went to rework the torso, the top torso fell off because there was wet clay there, and it was just a nightmare. It's just I don't know if you guys do it, but I've never heard of anyone filling a hollow item with sand. It's kind of the first time I've ever come across it. I don't know if it's a thing, or if it's just a thing to save money. I don't know. Like Raz, with your 3D prints, do you fill them in, or do you just do them hollow? Alright, yes, yeah, I understand some people leave their stuff hollow, which is fine. I just never heard of sand going in an item. It's just the first time ever I've come across it. I don't know, for me, whenever I work on something, I like it to be solid and filled. I just like to go that extra mile. But I don't know, it was just it was a very interesting item. Yeah, the old guys. Who was that company, Terrell? Those guys that used to do those kits back in the day. They would cast it up with like it wasn't resin. It was like a plaster, and they used to throw metal chunks in there to give it weight. It was such a Those things were a nightmare. Hey, heroes. It wasn't resin. It was just filled with sand. I had to actually I didn't tell you, Joe. I had to change my bag in my shop vac because that sand clogged up the bag and the filter a lot. Because it was such a fine sand, it was weird. I mean, the bag needed to be changed anyway, but it started to not really, the shop vac wasn't really like pulling in much, so. ARH? No, I don't think it was ARH. It was, damn, I forgot the name of that company, man. They used to cast with, it was like a plaster, but it was like a weird plaster, and they would just throw chunks of metal into the item. So whenever I tried to Dremel into like maybe like rekey an arm, it would just like, you would just hit metal. It was crazy. Oh yeah, horse. So basically what it was is Joe has an item that he wanted me to redo for him, and we decided to set up a rod up the leg. But when I dremeled out the bottom of the foot to put a lot, because it was hollow, because when you knocked on it, you could tell it was hollow. When I dremeled out the bottom of the foot, all of a sudden fine sand came out of the hollow item. So whoever built it, what they did is they filled it with sand, and then they sealed it off. So when I went to fill it with resin, all the sand came out of the item. When I do the video, which will be down the line, I'll put those pictures in the video. It's a poison ivy statue, so that statue won't be done for a few months because we're customizing it. But you'll see in the video the sand that comes out of it. It was kind of funny. Actually, I think I can show you now. I could probably show you now. Yeah, hold on. You know what? I could probably show it on my iPad. Yeah, foam is okay. It's the sand that causes it doesn't cause a problem. It's just that I've never come across sand before. So let me find the video. Did I do it on my phone? Yeah, I did it on my phone. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. So I was see all the sand coming out of the foot. I never saw sand as a filler. It's something new to me. So here's the head. It's all that sand coming out of it. Yeah, I never, No, I got it. It's just, it was on the phone. Yeah, just something new. That's why I always tell people I don't like working on other people's items, because what I normally do, people don't do what I do, so it's hard to work on somebody else's build-up. Yeah, the body was another mess. Did I do that on the? I don't know. I've come across this once before, where when I dremeled out the inside of the item, there was wet clay. Is this it? Yeah, so this was like all wet clay inside the body. I've seen this once before. Sorry, I was trying to hold it up, but it was like all this wet clay in there, and I've never come across that before, except once out of a factory. But it was like their gel fill up. They called it gel. See, I'm very, I guess it's the OCD in me. Like, when I work on a hollow item, like this, I want a rod going up the leg, and I want to pour resin into it, and I want to make it one solid piece. And I just like to do that with my build-ups. Because this way, if I ever Dremel something out or I want to customize, I don't go into like a hollow item. I know it costs a little bit more money, but I feel that you get a better quality item when you're done. But that's just how I like to build everything. I know I've talked to a couple people where they're like, they don't want to pay the money to do that, which I understand. But I just like to make it solid and last forever. Yeah, some people don't really care. They're like, just keep it hollow, which is fine. But I'll fill it with at least foam. You know, I'll get like the $6 can of Home Depot foam and fill it. At least. But normally I really like to make it solid. Yeah, I did it's a softer paint up on this face for her, but for yours it'll probably be a little bit more makeup, I guess. Not much, but a little bit. It is a good head, so glad I'm using it for my one custom if I ever get her finished. Alright, so for her shorts, I can stop dropping all the paint bottles. I'm going to mix up blue with a drop or two of mahogany, a drop or two of black, and a drop of white. I don't want the base color of this to be like a bright blue, because that's too... If you grab like your pair of jeans, depending on what kind of jeans you have like your bright blue jeans, and then you have your like grayish ones. I sort of like the grayer ones better for statues. So we're just gonna mix up some color. We don't have to mix a bottle, you know, just as long as you save your main colors, you're good to go. So at least mix up a decent cup. Because what I wanted, the reason why I did the trim, I'm going to spray it solid and I'm going to dry brush on it. This will give me a better worn look to her. So I like to use the mahogany brown a little bit. You don't need to go crazy with the black either. Just a base color. Give it like a grayish. And then we'll put one drop of white in there too. Just dropping all the paints today. See how this turns out. Yeah, so that's a good base blue. Alright, so I got a little blue left. I'll dump it on my thing over here. Alright, so what I like to do sort of next is get a mixture of a little bit of white, a drop or two of the blue, black, kind of create more of a grayish color. There's a couple different ways of doing this, but I'll put a little bit more black in here. I'm going to spray far away and kind of just try to speckle it a bit. I need to get a little bit more bigger speckles. So I have this Badger 360, which I haven't used in a while, and it's kind of like caked up pretty well. One second. Clean up this brush. Try to keep it thicker paint for what I'm going to try to do. So this brush is like a thicker, this kind of really speckle stuff, except it sprays really fast too. Let's see if I have a color here that could work. I don't want to mix up a whole bottle. Guess I don't have any sitting around here. Actually, this might work. So this is like a gray. I think this will be fine. It's a little bit of darker gray, but that's okay. I'll put some white in. Not worried too much if like some bigger pieces splatter on there, because we're going to do some dry brushing. And what it does is when you speckle it, you're kind of creating that blue jeans type of look a little bit more. I don't know how well we can see in the camera. Not as dark in person. So That's got a good texture to it. Probably see it better than the other thing. So we're gonna like do some dry brushing on it. So let's get this cleaned out. Yeah, so like I said, you can probably see better in this camera. Alright, so what we want here let's not go with that one. Any brush that's kind of older. You could use a fan brush, but they're sort of too big. I gotta have a used one here somewhere. I guess we'll use this one. Alright, so just a cheap used up brush, grab some white paint. Mix it in with the original color a bit. Now some skin's going to show through some of these areas, so I'll probably go back in with the paintbrush. Hey Lolia, yeah, kinda been working on her here and there, starting to paint up Misty. Peach is just about ready for paint as well. Cammy's lagging a little bit. Yeah, they changed all the names, and I don't remember who's who somewhat. I'm still trying to get used to what they did. I guess too many people were changing up their handles or something. I don't know. You could probably go and change it somehow. No, I forgot what it was. It was like that one day I started streaming and everyone was popping in and I didn't know who was who. I sort of remembered some people from the Avatar. But yeah, I guess it was either Google or YouTube decided to change everything up out of nowhere. Okay, now at this point, this point sucks because I used to have those garage kit transparencies, but sort of make something here. So this is the transparency black from the acryl and the blue. Not the best transparencies, I think. Pretty much what Raz says. It's kind of what's going on, sadly. Alright, so we'll use some mortar. This color. Hey Butterfly, how's it going? Yes, I think I did. I think I did. Are they today or? I mean, I could pull your item out in a second. I probably did. I don't know. I didn't update the what I sent to you. So, hold on, where is she? Here she is. So I got her right arm on, and what's gonna happen is the helmet. See if there's a big hole in here. I'm gonna have to sort of build and get the helmet locked in at the and kind of fill it with Aves. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm gonna do the white strips on her arms first, and then I'll do the hair last. I know you said this. I did see you didn't like how thick this was, which I'll fill it in. But what I did do with the feet, I forgot to tell you, is she was twisting on the base too much. So what I did is I put a piece of metal here and a magnet there. So now she kind of just clips into the base a little bit better now without twisting. So she's better on the base. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I just got to do the white stuff on the sides. Yeah, silver mail. Yep. So I think the only other thing is I did this this area here for her collar. I think I got to put like a little bit of a red trim up there because I guess there's a red trim in the middle. But other than that, I just got to clean up and because like I attached the arm. It was weird how to attach the arm. I got to just fix it up a little bit more. And that's where I'm at with it. But you can't really pick her up from the base all the time. But at least it kind of. There's no magnet here, but there's a magnet here. It looks ugly, but when the foot's on, you don't really see it. Yeah, I thought I got back to you on that. Didn't I send an email about how we could either, you could send me the pic, or if you have the paint yourself, you could probably just put like paint on it and it could glow. I don't know what you're really trying to do, but yeah, if you find it, let me know. As long as it's not like, you know, a $20 bottle of paint. If it's just a few bucks, I could pick it up. Alright, let's seal this. Yeah, I thought I replied. If it didn't go through, let me know. Well, that's sort of drying some. Let's work on the skull. Just a little bit here and there and stuff. Alright, send me some links, and then I'll, if I can, maybe next week, I'll go pick up a bottle. I still got some garage kits. I forgot I had each bone on my shelf. Except the bottom is all caked up. Take it easy, butterfly. No word from Jesse. I have no clue. I don't know what he's been up to. I know he goes to Wonderfest all the time. He did a couple new kits from what I was told. But I don't think he's gonna be bringing these items back or anything. Here. fun stuff about the skulls is dry brushes and washes and just wear it out. Hey ass man, how's it going? Well, that sounds good. Getting paid and nephew young or old? Okay, that's good. Did you have a themed birthday party? Like, was it like a Pokemon party, or was he just like, give me money and get the hell out? Money and cake? Okay, that's sounds about right. So you blowing your money on yourself, or is it just going toward bills? Yes, there is. I took on a bunch of repairs for the past month myself because I'm doing a Terrific Con tomorrow, so I want to get a couple signatures and then get the books graded for my display. I need a vacation day. That's what I need. I need a good vacation day of geeking out and looking at comic books. Oh well, that's not good. You gotta use your money for statues, man. You can't be funding other people's crap. Oh, for me for like comic book stores? Yeah, but I like to go to shows. I want Mike Grell, who did the cover of the All-Star for Power Girl first appearance, is going to be there. So I needed him to finish my signature run. And then I want to get Jerry Ordway to sign a book. Jeff Deckel's going to be there, so I want him to sign a book. Just got to get out of the house. Yeah, it's called Terrific Con. It's in Connecticut. It's like it's more of a comic book show than a like New York Comic Con. I mean, yeah, they have like actors and stuff, but it's not as much pop culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's more, it's a lot more fun. I just hope they don't start becoming like a pop culture show. Yeah, we went, me and my friend went like the first year they started, and it was a lot of fun, and then the next year it got bigger, and then I guess the guy who does the show, his goal is to make it a comic book show and not pop culture, because like you go to New York Comic Con, it's just junk there, and it's all like advertisements and there's never any comic books. So, the hell's going on here? What happened? Go back. Go back. What are you doing? Why did that? Oh, that's what I was supposed to click. Never mind. Alright. Yeah, I'm not really into like the voice actors or anything. I probably won't be able to, Joe. I probably should have planned that before I actually did the show. Oh no, it's oh, you were on live chat? I thought live chat is the only thing that's going on during my stream. Top chat? Oh. Yeah, see, I think I could do top chat too, right? What is top chat? Oh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to do it another time. I don't think I'm going to be able to tomorrow. I'll have to text you why, because of the time frame and stuff. I did not know that. It's good to know. Yeah, I always have it on live chat, so I know who's talking at the newest chat, so... I can see yours, ass man. I think it's is it top chat? When you go on top chat, it's only the top people that are talking that goes. I don't know. I have no clue. Oh really, Silver Bell? Oh, hopefully nothing bad happened. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, my aunt's going through kidney failure too. She has stage 3. So but yeah, get back to your life bank, you know, get back to doing stuff. Keep your mind busy. Build some statues. Yeah, it's I hate to say it, but at times like that, it's kind of the quality of life and suffering is just not worth it, you know. Good. £17 cat. What the? What are you feeding it? Friggin' New York rats? 17 pounds. Good lord. That's a chunky cat there. Well, I think once we get the dirty look to her too at the end, it should come together a lot better. We don't want her to be like super clean. But you can see, I don't know how well you can see with the jeans, they're not bright blue. So grayish blue makes it pop a little bit more. Looks a little bit more realistic, I guess. But we'll add some skin lines a little bit more. But let's get the edging cleaned up a bit. Some of her skin tone. Hey Devastator, how's it going? Okay, so let's see. Back to a little bit of little copper. Hey, raccoon. It's alright. We'll let it slide this time. Just painting some booty shorts, that's about it right now. Warbler? Is that how you say it? Never heard of it before. Is it like Abe's material? Oh, that's like styrene, right? Styrene plastic. I found these on Amazon. So for I don't need to mix up a lot of color, I got smaller bottles. Stuff is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into it, but styrene sheets is sort of that. I guess you can melt them and twist them and stuff. I don't know where I put my styrene sheets. I don't think this is the right bottle. No, it's not the right bottle. A pleather? Yeah, I never heard of it. I'll look into it. I've never heard of it before, so. This is kind of more of a skin tone color. And then Yeah, I don't know. I never heard of it before. Is it like comes in big sheets, small sheets? What did you see them use it for? Kind of curious about it. Well, if I ever come across it, or if you mess with it, let me know. I'm trying to think if it's a pleather. How would I use it? Oh, capes and stuff. Yeah, maybe capes would work. I'm kind of at the point now where I'm thinking, like, for capes in the future, what I would do is just go on, find an STL file, get a basic cape, and then kind of mash it up to the item I'm working on. Get some more white in there. I kind of gave up on doing capes with cloth, because for me to either try to do it on my own or find somebody to do it's been a nightmare. So I think like I said, going forward, I was just thinking of buying STL files and then tweak them. That's We're gonna make side duct dirty anyway. Everyone's gonna be dirty on this one, so I think that's kind of. Should work. Should work. I think the next thing I want to try, have you guys tried them, those paintbrush markers? I've been seeing a lot of videos on Instagram about them. It's like a marker, but it's also like a paintbrush, and I've seen a lot of guys use it on Gundam kits. I had a saved site to buy them, but then site went down. So yeah, I thought we talked about it last time, but for some odd reason the site I was watching where I was gonna pick them up was gone. So I gotta find another one to try. Yeah, I wanted to get a whole set of basic colors. So I was just kind of curious. It's kind of my next thing I really want to try. Well, if you test them, let me know. I'm kind of, since we're kind of getting close to Black Friday, we're not quite there, but to me it's like it's gonna be like right around the corner before you know it. I want to make another list of stuff I want to pick up this year, and that's definitely one of the items on the list. I seen a guy on Instagram, and he was painting something, and he had to do like a white trim, and he used a white marker, and it looked amazing to me. So I was like, I was like, that might be something that could work out, you know? Okay, so yeah, I want to try. No, my luck, I'll get it, and it just won't work at all. You don't know if that stuff, is it like a paint marker? Does it fade or though? Does it like fade like a marker, or is it like just paint? It's kind of something I was curious about. Okay, I will. Gonna have to look into it some more and find a good brand. I figure if I'm gonna get them, I might as well get a good brand because I saw they sell them on like what is it, that Temu site or whatever that sells like hacked crap, you know, well, not hacked but just junk. I'd rather get it from like Amazon or something. Yeah, I'm thinking not for like super important key areas, but other areas that might, you know, you could kind of get away with it. I would like to try. So I'm gonna try those colloidal markers I got. Is it colloidal? Yeah, colloidal ones. Once I get my bayonet, because I think the gold might be good on her chains. So instead of sitting there with a paintbrush, you just use the marker. So I gotta see how that works out. I still regret not buying that 21 gigabyte or terabyte hard drive on last year's Black Friday. Friggin' thing is like $500 now. They really don't want you to save your old files. Guess they want everything in the cloud now. Because my I was storing some of my latest YouTube videos that I made, and I realized I'm starting to run out of storage. I know, I'm so pissed off. I went on Amazon and it was like 500. I was like, what the frig? Used to be, it was like 150 bucks. Yeah, I know the data centers are eating everything up, but that's why they're building them, because they don't want anyone to store all your own stuff. I just can't believe the price. I was like, I understand that some of the hard drives went up, but I did not believe it went up that much. It's crazy. I actually am happy that I bought my Mac Minis when I did now, because even a base Mac Mini is almost 800 bucks now, and I got it when I got it on sale Christmas for 400. Yeah, I saw the whole Sony debacle too. That actually makes me laugh. Because I kept saying to myself, I want to sell all my old hard drives. I want to sell my hard drives, and then sure enough, it's like, not hard drives, my old consoles. Yeah, 390 was cheap. I think they're around 500 now, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, it's insane, the hard drive prices right now. Absolutely insane. I'm kicking myself in the ass I didn't buy it when it was a 150. I really am. So I could really start using it within the end of this year. Well, I think also the data centers are also they figure nobody really stores like our generation anymore. So they're probably like, well, put all your crap in the cloud and we own all your stuff. I'd rather have all my stuff on my computer or my hard drive. You know? I'm old school like that. I don't have anything in the cloud really. Actually, I don't think I even use the cloud on for Apple. Like all my pictures and stuff, it's all stored on my computer and hard drive. Yeah, you bastards. You son of bitches. I really wanted to get the 24 terabyte one too. If I had known though they would have gone up like this, I would have got it, but friggin' who knew? I thought to myself, oh okay, it's just RAM that's gonna go up. It's not like the hard drives are gonna go up. But sure enough, they did. But like I said, I'm very happy I got my computers when I did, because I would have paid double the amount what I paid for everything. So that I lucked out against. I'll say that much. Yeah, I know. Friggin' we could have bought like, 20 of them and just waited and made bank off of them. I was watching a couple of videos online and I saw people were bitching about how they're all, hard drives are this expensive now. I was saying to myself, oh, I'll just get an enclosure, and I'll just buy a hard drive and put it in. And even that's not cheap anymore. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, the Mac Mini I bought for here, I got it on Costco's for Christmas when it came out. It was $400, but they were originally $500. Now, if you go onto the Apple site, they're $700 or $799. So it almost like, I think it went up like $300, $200, something like that. But then even if you go to order them, they're not like shipping right away either. So I'm happy I got the Mac Mini. I got the Mac Mini in my office for my digitals, my editing. I got the external SSD drive with the OCW enclosure, and yeah, if I bought all that stuff now, it'd be double the price. Well, that's what I was thinking of doing, because my my Seagate 8 terabyte external hard drive is starting to get full. I think I only got like 1.5 terabytes left, and I was thinking of buying one of those like workstations and just put in the hard drives in it and like RAID it or something or whatever. But even that stuff's too expensive now. So I figured just a 24 terabyte would be fine for me, because I just store all my old videos and stuff. But it's crazy. This is absolutely insane of how much this stuff has gone up. But everything's gone up. I saw like with the PlayStations. What is it? The PlayStation Plus, all that stuff went up. The Xbox Plus stuff went up. Consoles went up. It's crazy. I do regret, though, I'm probably going to need a new phone probably at the end of this year, next year, because my 2020 phone is probably going to be obsolete soon. So that's something I'm regretting. I don't really use phones that much, so I don't need to go and buy like the $1,800 one. I can get the cheapest one I can. Yeah, it's kind of funny about the AI bubble. I watch a lot of videos about the AI bubble, and they talk about like, oh, it's gonna pop, it's gonna pop. It's funny that I don't think the AI bubble is gonna pop on the chip maker side. They might go down a little bit, but I think it's the AI companies that are developing like the AI software. I think that's what's gonna pop. It's kind of like the .com era, you know, where everybody was like, oh, you know, buying websites like crazy, but then, you know, the basic ones are the ones that made it through the .com era, which was like your Amazon, your Apple, stuff like that. I think the chip makers are going to be fine. It's the AI companies that are going to... It's like an AI war, you know, it's like you got ChatGPT, you got Grok, you got Gemini. So we're going to see which one kind of wins out the AI bubble. That's how I see it. So, it'll be interesting. Or I could be wrong and Skynet goes live next week, you know? Yeah, AI has been predicting everything now. They're predicting the end of the world. AI is predicting the next World War III. It's AI is Skynet's going live. It's going live. We're get your lawn chair ready and get some mimosas, and when Skynet goes live, just watch the fireworks. You guys see that meme on it's like a guy's walking through the beach and all of a sudden there's a huge tidal wave and he just flips the chair and drinks a beer. I think that's pretty much what I think everyone's going to be doing when AI pushes the button. Yeah, we gotta go sneak into the bunkers. That's what we gotta do. We gotta sneak into those bunkers and tell them that we're there to fix the wires. Yeah, it's kind of funny you mentioned the canned food. I've always bought bumblebee tuna in water, Pretty much that's kind of like whenever I wanted tuna fish, you know, from Bumblebee. And I used to buy it all the time because it was like the cheaper stuff. So for the past year, I would buy, anytime they had like 10 cans for like 12 bucks, I would buy them. Lately when I've been buying them, they're rubber. Like I eat it and it's just like pure rubber. It doesn't break up like it used to. And I started saying to myself, this has got to be something in this tuna. It's probably not even tuna, because it's always like, there's always thousands of cans at ShopRite of Bumblebee tuna, but not the other brands. So I said, you know what? I'm going to stop buying this Bumblebee tuna. I'm going to try some other stuff. So I got like chicken of the sea and oil. And it's like the cans of Bumblebee tuna. It's soft and it tastes good. And it doesn't upset my stomach. So I'm wondering if like they're going to start putting shit in all those cans, you know? But I don't know. If you guys eat tuna fish out of a can, try Bumblebee tuna in the water and let me know. Because it's like, it doesn't break up like it used to. It's weird. And it makes me sick. So I took the cans and I donated them. I was like, I can't eat these anymore. And I used to love my tuna fish too. It's a good cheap lunch, you know? It's all the plastic in the ocean. The tuna fish is eating all the plastic. Something's going on. for the bottom of the stick going up, I'm going to add some transparency green with a little bit of brown. And I got a brown tint. Too much brown. I'm going to grab some transparency black and darken up the bottom part. I don't have that. Where is it? It's brown. Black. Where is... When we get closer to like the hands and dirtying things up, I'll wash around the hand a little bit more. But I wanted to make the bottom of the stick look like it's dirty and a little messy. Yeah, that looks pretty decent on this. Alright. I'm sure I'll do more washes and dirtying areas up as we go. getting some basic colors down though. Alright, so side duck. His bill is a little bit, let's see. It's a little bit lighter, so I think I'm going to mix some of the white in with this color. Lighten it up a little bit more.
Alright, I think that's where we're gonna end it off today, but got the skull. So it looks like a skull now, at least a dirty one. So when we put the clear resin in there, that should lock that in pretty well. I wanted to get the skull done now to really let the paint cure for a long time. So this way when we put in the clear resin, it doesn't affect that at all. So side duct's going to get dirtied. He's going to be really messy. The only thing is, I got to figure out how his eyes are painted closed like this. Are they black or are they like white with little black dots? I got to figure out how his eyes are. Still get dirtied up too, but I think next week what we'll do is we'll get her shirt done, we'll work on the backpack, get her shoes, the gloves, just start kind of doing all the little detail stuff. Yeah, I don't know how his eyes are supposed to be situated. And if he gets marked up, it's not the end of the world. Side duct's gonna get very dirty. Gonna dirty up his hands and use some pastels at the end. I like the skull though, that works out pretty well. Does this guy's eyes, are they like metallic red or something? I think they were red, correct? I'm just thinking if I should do that first and then paint him or paint them after. Yeah, so her yellow shirt's gonna be a pain in the ass. That I am not gonna be happy about, but it should work out okay. I did primer seal Peach, but I don't have it in me tonight to start her skin tone because I have to mask it all off. So, but I like the way her jeans came out. Alright, that's where I'm calling it for tonight. So you guys have a good rest of your weekend. I need to get ready for tomorrow for my little road trip. But I'm happy with where we're at now. Alright, have a good one. See you guys next week.